we have Askel from City of Tallinn that he's joining us also online. Big applause for Jakob. And the last member of our jury is Mihkel Kaivas, which doesn't have a fancy slide, but he has a fancy appearance here with us. So big applause for Mihkel. And he's from the City Tallinn Government. So, okay, we have two people in the waiting room, and also still I cannot use my thing here. So I wanted to go a little bit and see what are the prizes that we have today before you start pitching. Can it work? No, and one more. Perfect, let's see if I can do it. Yes, I can. So I think that we were expecting, as I said, many people, so we had many prizes for all of you. So that means that the competition now is a little bit lower because there are fewer teams. You have five prizes and I think 6 teams. No, 6 prizes, 5 teams. So everybody gets something, I guess. So the first top idea will get some financial contribution, which is 500 euros to continue working with your idea, and 3 months mentorship by Cleantech Estonia. You can also plus because some of you will take it if you want to learn that. The second team will take the Climathon top idea, 250 euros, and again 3 months of mentorship by Cleantech Estonia. Okay, we're going to do that. Third one will take the same, 250 euros, 3 months mentorship. Less money, same mentorship. So please, sometimes I think that mentorship is much more precious than the money that you get. Then we have more, because we have quite many programs, so we want to support you and take the idea further and work more. So one team will get entry to the Climate Launchpad program. Of being yes, from Launchpad program, and I think these slides are wrong, but it's okay. So one will join the Beamline Accelerator and the other will join the Climate Launchpad program. So there are 2 programs, then one that you can get until 75,000 euros as seed money to continue working the idea, and the other program is a European program that you can continue developing your idea further. And we have 2 representatives of Tallinn City. As I said, Climathon is related to local climate challenges, and it's important to have also the government on our side and to actually give the possibility to bring this idea into life. That's why we have them here. That's why I have made several calls, meetings, and trying to push it further to actually put these ideas into practice and just don't be like a nice community that we discuss things about climate and nothing is happening. So I'm pretty happy that actually we have Tallinn government on our side, and one of the teams will have the possibility to actually pilot their idea with the Tallinn City Strateegiakeskus. Last but not least, we want to support also each and every local enterprise that actually supports sustainability, and one of these is Ilmapod, which is the first zero waste shop in Tallinn, and now they're trying to, and they have started opening their shop in Tartu. So this is going all over Estonia to actually get and support more zero waste living. And they're giving 75 gift cards from Ilmapod to one team. That means that you can equally distribute it among you, so no worries about that. Not one person takes it all, so it will be distributed. And give them a big applause as well. Even cool. Before I start the pitching, there's one more thing that I have to tell you, that you're very lucky that this year you're participating in Climathon, because they changed a little bit the structure in EU Climate Kit and EIT community. So each participant who actually has participated in Climathon all over Europe has the possibility to participate in the new Bauhaus European Awards. It sounds very fancy, it sounds very long, it took me 2 weeks to learn it, but I didn't. So no worries for that, but I will send you information, because if you have participated here, you can participate there as well, regardless of if you go with the same idea or not. And you can get until 10,000 euros to participate in that. It is from Climathon, from EIT Food, from EIT Digital, and EIT Mobility. If this sounds like Chinese, what I'm saying, I will send you all the information, no worries, but the fact that you're here and you have worked so much gives you an open space to be there. So I'm looking forward to hear more about your ideas and what is happening, and I hope that everything will work work and nothing will go wrong so far from technical. So I guess it's time to call the first team, which will be, do we have any volunteers that would like to start before I delegate?
I can start there.
Okay. We have you also the microphone that you want.
Hello. Like this. Hello.
Yes, you can put it in the back and it will also be your
Just a click. Show the slides there as well. Show the slides on the laptop as well.
So I will be the timekeeper and I will wave if the time is almost up or when it's up, and then you know that you have just few sentences to wrap it up.
Not this one, but open the online version. You don't have internet?
No?
Fine.
So, technical issues going on.
Sorry.
Can you hear me? Okay, cool. So Zeropunkt will not be the first one because of some changes in their slide. It is absolutely fine. I will call Askel. Cool. Here you are. Cool. And you will wait also 1 second. I'm really sorry for that. Askel is here. So let's see. Who are they? Do you need to? Yes. Cool. 3 minutes can go on.
Where do I point with this one? To the computer, I guess.
I can do it. Okay.
So, hello, I'm Anna from Askel Sustainability Solutions, and we're sustainability professionals working on this database where we collect information on fuel, electricity, and waste. And we believe that our kind of legal background helps us to be ahead of the curve with the upcoming legislation and to provide sensible solutions for the issue. The issue. What is the problem? Okay, thanks. We believe that the problem is that most companies are not actually properly calculating or calculating at all their environmental impact. And that is linked also to the fact that there is no unified database for companies to report to, but also for stakeholders to actually derive information from. And the current situation, for example, in Estonia, is that when it comes to fuel, approximately in Estonia 10% of all consumed fuel is biofuel. It's the legal kind of minimum, and there's no incentive currently for companies to use any more biofuel, and we would want to encourage people and companies to actually do better. And same kind of a thing goes for energy, but there's a bit more hope. So currently, approximately 30% of all electricity consumed in Estonia is renewable electricity, and we would want to again push them to do better, consume more green electricity and renewable electricity. When it comes to waste, currently in Estonia, approximately again 30% of all waste is being recycled. That's a number that could and should be upped. So we believe that our database is able to actually push that number up. And our solution, as slightly already hinted before, is fuel electricity waste database. And in that one, we simply collect the information. How much fuel do you consume? How much electricity do you consume? How much waste do you produce? How much of your consumption is renewable? And how much of your waste production is recycled? And we will express this information in percentages so that it can be compared against industry average. And we think that the biggest obstacles that anyone in the jury might see that we have are like, why on earth would anyone use this thing? Why would someone voluntarily give this information up? And additionally, what makes us credible? So we think one of the reasons to actually do it is to attract investment from green investment companies. Secondly, having this information enables companies to attract consumers who want to actually buy sustainable products, whether the consumer is the state or something else. And when it comes to credibility, EU already has initiatives to actually get this thing rolling. So our solution helps to be ahead of time. And that was our time, and I thank you very much. And if someone wants the slideshow, I can always send it on email.
Thank you. That was very great. Let's get questions. Somebody voluntarily before I delegate would like to start. Yes. Sure.
So I have two questions. About your team, you said legal experts. Do you also have like coders on the team and designers? That's the first one. And the second one is I would actually see why companies would use this kind of metrics. I would like to know more why your metrics.
Thank you for your question. So the first question was
Team designers.
team. Yeah, thank you. Well, we believe that we will actually have to expand our team to face these issues because neither of us is a coder, and we will require design expertise when we go forward. And the answer to why our database instead of many of the competitors, well, there's clearly a market, but we are, I believe, not just another calculator or just another database. For those companies that have made pledges, for example, we will slash 50% by 2030, we enable them to be publicly accountable. And so we are more than just a calculator, we're also an accountability tool.
Yes.
Just continuing from here. So first of all, my compliments. Nice presentation. Definitely a valid topic to address. Two questions. One is that what is the competitive field? Are there already solutions like that available? Are you aware of these? And the second part is that what should we do next week?
Well, there are some competitors, but they do it differently. The other competitors track environmental, social, and governance markers. We don't track social and governance because doing that properly, so it would be expensive and difficult, and currently we want to encourage kind of a low threshold and easy access to reporting with hard numbers. So that's why we have chosen the environmental. And additionally, when it comes to next week, we will go back to the drawing board, and based on the feedback that we get here today, we will continue developing the idea further. And we would hope that we will find someone who would want to pilot our idea and to receive more mentoring to actually get forward with this, because we believe it's important.
That's great. So yes, let's get to Merit and see how technically we will. So hear that?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the great presentation. Definitely a very important topic to tackle. So super excited to see how that will go. I think my main question is, maybe I just missed the answer and maybe you already explained, but you mentioned that it's not like the regular or like the calculators that are already out there. So what's the difference between like the footprint calculators and you? So what do you do differently? What's the data that you put into making these estimations?
Yeah, we make this estimation based on companies' invoices. We collect their electricity invoices, fuel invoices, and waste invoices. And that's how we verify the data. So that is one part of our thing, how we're different. We're verifiable. Then after that, we provide results over time, verified results over time, so that once your company has given us your kind of markers and details, we will be able to stand behind you that, okay, you have made this much progress over time. So many other competitors, they're just giving your number based on today, but we will be able, with some time, to actually give a larger picture. I hope that answered.
Yes. Very clever way of doing that based on invoices. Thank you.
Cool. Let's move to the next thing. Thank you very much for your pitch. Tell me, come again, back. Zeropunkt, and he needs that one. Please. Take it. Okay. That's really good. Your clicker. Did you take the clicker with you?
Oh, wait, I did. It was very
Too excited. Hello?
Shall I go?
Switching on.
Yes, I will do it. I'm so sorry that I have to do that. Now you're ready. Go. Yes, you can go.
Hello, I'm David from Zeropunkt. We are about to cure the food waste at home. So, did you know that 1/3 of the food waste at home is thrown away each year? That means $1 trillion worth of food never been used. We don't have a planet B, and we care about the children. We're building an app and a community to share leftover food with your local neighborhood. Actually, the app is already working in app stores. How it works, you take a photo of the item, what you have at home. You add the details, so it's a watermelon. You add the location where it could be picked up. You add the details, how to meet with the one in need. And then the ones in need can browse for potential offers, what we have in the app. You feel good about yourself, and the ones in need have a full stomach. Why now? Timing is right. Zero waste is really important topic. We have the skills of food delivery business. What we see right now is people from Kalamaja, Telliskivi neighborhood and similar locations in Tartu and in Riga are the ones who are really keen on the topic. So there's already several Facebook groups available where we have started to reach out those people. And they're definitely open to change. So first we go from sharing to selling. It looked a little bit old slides, but okay, we have already done, let's say, a pivot. So you can see from the slides that we validated the market to start with home chefs and local farmers. But we feel like there's maybe such offerings already available. So right now the revenue will start to come from buying items from wholesalers or them actually listing the items to the marketplace, which are the due date is more or less about to expire. And then we get revenue from that. Actually it's my 10th garage hackathon. I started 10 years ago. I've done several startups before, failed much more, exited one. So sharing is caring. Please go to our webpage. There you have the direct links to the app stores, so Android or Apple, or you can go to the marketplace and then search for Zeropunkt and get the app. And of course, start doing actions. Food is actually just the beginning. We see that so many people have taken their unused household items to, for example, in Estonia we have realiseerimiskeskkond. So we see that as a great potential as well. So we're Team Zeropunkt. We thank you for the time.
Very nice, Zeropunkt. Thank you very much. And now we have freedom with the microphone, so I can pass it back to the jury directly. So, Cassandra, Erkki, or Mikkel, we'll start again with you.
Yeah, it was really interesting that you had looked into your potential public in Tallinn city areas. How much market research have you actually done on that, and how would you maybe address bigger impact communities such as Lasnamäe and Pelguranna, which are Tallinn's densest neighborhoods?
Thank you very much for the question. Let's say our Uber is in UK. They're called Olio. They recently raised $43 million to tackle the same kind of issues. So we just need to be the taxi for them. Find the emerging markets and expand. Yeah, in terms of Estonia, it's just the pilot, and we just need to validate here. The market is developed, not big enough. So maybe Africa next. We haven't had enough time to validate that.
Okay, cool. Oh, thank you very much. Let's move maybe to another question. Jakob? Oh no, wait, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Merit?
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, my turn. All right. So again, a fantastic idea. I think it's very exciting to see how that will go. So I hope you will continue definitely with that. You mentioned that you made some market research already. Maybe can you share some of the feedback that you received? Like how many people did you approach? How excited were they to actually do that? And what would be the first, the wins you've already seen?
So actually, we pretty much started as a team 1 week ago in Garage 48 Food Hackathon. Back then, we had a little bit more time to actually do some validation. What we saw down there, mostly, if you were asking from those people at the event, have you given any food to the food bank? Then it was like so. But regarding giving household items to realiseerimiskeskus, then more or less everyone had done that. So back then, kind of, we weren't sure either if it was the right audience to talk with, or it was a market opportunity. So we haven't had, let's say, enough time, but there's so much opportunities to validate. It could be wholesalers actually. We know that they need to buy the items like six months ahead, and then they have some sale in Estonia, and then let's say the sale didn't went well. They have the overstock. So what they would do, they would start finding someone to sell the items. Then there's already options there for foods and for restaurants and cafeterias, because the Bolt and Volt are there, and they can put a sign -20 or -50% if they have too many foods left. So that's why we are not tackling that part. But what came out was there's always some leftover ingredients from those cafeterias and restaurants, and they are searching for ways. Maybe something could be reused. So yeah, it has been right now like bits and pieces from here and there. We just haven't had enough time to do like a proper, let's say 25 interviews in each of the sector, and then we would exactly know, okay, that's the way to go.
Should we take one more question? Are you good?
Yes, thanks again, excellent presentation. Premies and stuff, have you considered what is the cooperation or competition, or what's your attitude towards those guys having a lot of stuff to throw away? Are you building this somehow into your idea?
Yeah, we definitely thought about that approach as well. Last weekend there was some teams in Garage 48 who are tackling like that part, adding parcel machines next to the shops. We kind of saw more the opportunity from the community side, like actually people making some impact. Yeah, you could tackle from that side. There's certain some of the Cleantech team maybe knows a little bit better, but there's some regulations which right now prevents them actually giving away the stuff. So there's like some hurdles down there. But yeah, there's huge amount of food down there which could be reused.
Zeropunkt, thank you very much. I think we can wrap it up now. And let's move to the next team. And we have Ringkott here, I think. So let's have them also on stage. Do you want here? Do you like that? Yeah, I think it's better.
We will do a teamwork.
Oh, that's great.
So,
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You hear me?
Yes.
Our slide.
Yes.
Hi. I am Priit, and we are Ringkott. I have a question. Probably most of you have ordered takeaway meals from restaurants. Yeah?
yes.
Do you know that already today you can order your food with this kind of reusable container with, from us? But the problem is that already today you still get this food delivered with a single-use bag. And this is a problem. This bag is even 4 times worse than a single-use plastic bag. Trust me, I'm an engineer. We help consumers and restaurants to reduce waste by providing them a reusable takeaway bag. Do you know that restaurants spend more than 2,000 euros per year on these bags? That's quite a lot of money. Our solution is that we have quite a lot of waste or leftovers from furniture industry in Estonia, and this could be used to produce multi-use or reusable bags for takeaway, which are especially designed for circular economy. Well, how does it work? You go to a restaurant, you pay deposit for this bag and containers, or you just pack it up with credit card. In this case, you don't have to pay any deposit at all. You just will be charged when you don't return the bag and the containers on whatever agreed time. And you take the food home, you eat it, and next time you deliver it back to restaurant and get new containers. Why restaurants should use the system? It's because they save annually quite a lot of money, and also the market is ready for that. The customers are already asking for a solution. They see they get the containers, but the system is not complete. The bag is still not reusable. So market has a demand for that. Where are we now? Today, over 50 restaurants have already joined with this reusable container system, and we just need to figure out the proper design for the bag and also some payment solutions with credit card, for example, and launch it, and then it starts working. So thank you, and let's reuse it.
Thank you very much, Ringkott. Let's go to
Let's
the
reuse
questions.
it like this.
Exactly like this. Perfect. Questions for Ringkott?
Merit already has a hand up.
Merit. Yes, let's go.
You can see him here.
Hey, thank you so much for the great presentations. It's exciting. I have a more general question about your competitors in the field. How have they solved these things in other countries, and if they have solved them at all?
It's not solved yet. It's even a case today when you order your meal, you call to restaurant, you say I want it in this reusable container, but they still will pack it in this single-use bag. So when you get to the restaurant, you see your food containers in single-use bag. You say you don't want the bag, they take the containers out of this bag and they throw it away in restaurant, since they already have your name on it. You either throw it away at your home or they will throw it away in restaurant. They don't have any alternative for that right now.
I can also answer. As far as I know, there have been like initiatives to reduce the use of plastic bags or single-use bags in shopping centers or like food markets, but not in the restaurants business, takeaway business.
Thanks. I'm one of the few people who actually hasn't ordered food through an app. So I would actually like to know how it works. How do you get the bag back? How do you get the containers back? How do you organize the logistics? And should they order through you, or is it like scalable to any platform?
Thank you. That's a really good question. We covered that during the brainstorming. What we explained on this slideshow was the format where you go directly to the restaurant. But also today it's already possible to order food from Wolt with reusable containers. There's a box you can tick, I want these reusable containers, and you pay deposit via Wolt. Now, technically it should be really easy to add this tick for a bag as well. But returning it, it's a challenge, I agree, but actually the couriers are traveling back with empty bag. They could also take back the containers. And why we think Bolt and Wolt should be interested in that is that they don't want to be cut out from the chain. They always want to be in the middle of you and the restaurant. Because if they only deliver you food, but next time you go directly to the restaurant with the containers, you might not buy from them. That's a business opportunity for them to still be in the middle. Otherwise, they throw them out by themselves.
Thank you very much, Ringkott. Ringkott already is here. Ringkott is the future, so thank you very much for the future. Let's move to the next one. Wastelocker, are you here? Yes. Yes, I'm getting sharing your microphone. Taking it up.
First time using this.
Perfect. Awesome. Quicker. Awesome.
So when I pointed to the computer,
Sorry?
the clicker, I pointed to the computer.
Does the clicker work?
Does the clicker work? So I pointed to the computer to order.
No, you just.
Okay.
I think it will work.
Okay.
Oops. Yes. Right? Perfect.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Mark from Wastelocker. Current attitude for waste is dump it, burn it. And you know why? Because anyways, it all ends up in one place. And I have to say frankly that I was one of those guys. Until I understood that waste can be actually sorted and got to the right place. With Wastelocker. So essentially with Wastelocker, your waste gets from your door to the global circulation and it's all trackable for you. So essentially what we deliver is a consumer-centric service for waste management. How does it all work? We give you containers, and and essentially those containers are intended only for 4 categories: bottles, glass, reusable food containers, and plastic packaging. So what you then have to do is assign what type of waste you want to collect into this specific universal container. And then we basically, what we do is we wait until the waste gets accumulated into your container, and then the courier comes and picks it up. And you have to just enjoy the journey of your waste being actually recycled. So what is our journey? We started with a hackathon in Ülemiste city, but we see a big potential because in Tallinn alone, there's 14,000 initial potential clients. And our revenue streams come from an ample of sources. So those can be subscription, municipality waste recycled material market, and also the accredited recycling organizations. But what we really want to achieve, the business aside, is the change of the mindset. So initially, consumers sort, the producers use sustainable materials, and smart city knows who exactly is sorting and who is not. So our team has a variety of competences, and what this team is looking for is mentoring and support for the pilot project. So I thank you. Get your waste locked.
questions from Twitter. Yes, sir.
I can start off. Thank you for the presentation. It's clear that you did a bit of achievement of the opens throughout the night as well, or early in the morning. So I'm still coming back to my good old question that we also discussed yesterday. You are providing the kind of segregation and the service solution for only a particular wastes, right? Not all of them.
Initially, not all of them. It's because it's because of the initial market go-to-market strategy. So what we're focusing, as I said, is okay. I'm not sure it's nice, but okay. It's the plastic bottles that you can actually get the revenue from, and then also this the plastic containers. So initially, we think that we're going to just give them to the waste recycling company. But our future plan is to actually expand to the industries that actually produce the raw material, since we can provide them with initially very clean this plastic input.
Okay, and as a follow-up for that, then how is the pricing? When does the revenue come from?
The revenue comes from the subscription. So you as a person ordered this service. The subscription is about 10 to 15 euros. And also the revenue comes from those deposit bottles, the deposits from the really usable food packaging, and also from selling the plastic waste and glass.
A quick follow-up for that one, sorry. So I'm gonna pay you 10 to 15 euros.
Yes.
But I'm gonna also, so one of the containers will be, for example, where I put the plastic bottles. Which already have a price tag on it, right?
Yeah. So what we essentially eliminate is one-use plastic bag, because those containers that we offer, they do not have the one-use plastic bag in there.
No. I mean, but I'm basically giving you money, right? I'm giving you cents with my bottles.
But we're giving you the convenience. Have you calculated how much?
Okay.
This is, I mean, because consumers a lot do not think about it.
Go, sorry.
Okay. I know Merit has a hand up, and Merit.
Go for it.
Go for it.
I think we're stuck.
Falling asleep, or?
I think it's stuck, so Cassandra, maybe you can go and
Yeah,
see
she fell
when
asleep.
Merit comes.
Merit, can you hear us?
So I think all of our pros are best.
Ah, no, she's not.
Back.
She moved. Merit.
Maybe you can ask from the microphone.
Yes.
Merit.
Yes, we can.
No, they can't hear.
She can hear us.
Okay, let's take another question from here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can't hear us.
Okay, good. The connection was good.
And they're
Oh my god.
I'm not hearing it.
I think Cassandra, you can go with the question.
Y'all figure that out. Okay, so yes, like the product, similar to, again, last night, I wanted to inquire about some of your perhaps blind spots. So, two things, because I remember, I think last night we were discussing how you want to start with single households, which I thought was particularly interesting, considering that about 70% of Estonians actually live in buildings, so in apartment complexes. So you're targeting, I guess, the initial 30% of I don't know how that breaks down to Tallinn though. If you wanted to go bigger, I'm thinking about perhaps older people.
because now we can provide this clean material that can be recycled. Also looking at the prices, 1 ton is about 400 euros, which is expected to rise because according to the specialists, so I've attended the Green Summit, and basically the whole idea